Hi, this is my review of the Alternative Armies website, Abandoned Beer Wagon. This is a piece of Napoleonic terrain that you can use in your games of Flintloque or Slaughterloo. But you can also use it in role-playing games, in other war games and skirmish games, perhaps even board games. You can use it as a sort of proxy or token or any sort of element or playing piece to represent anything that you can imagine. Now I'm going to show you some images that appear in the Alternative Armies website to show you the miniature or the piece of terrain without being painted first, even though you can order this as a pre-painted piece, but I also think it's quite fun to paint it yourself. Now this is the pre-painted piece as shown in the Alternative Armies website. As you can see, it looks quite beautiful, very detailed. I like it how it is displayed as a piece of terrain to be used in cold weather. You can see all the snow covering it. But depending on the colors that you use and any sort of additional elements, perhaps some sort of green stuff or modeling putty, anything that you can think of to decorate the base or the top of the barrels and the sheet covering it, you can adapt it to any sort of environment and weather. In fact, when you see my painted version of the Abandoned Beer Wagon, you can see the versatility that you can use it in almost any type of battlefield. Now I'm going to show you the piece that I received. The mold lines were quite minimal. I think I only found like 2 or 3 parts that I needed to cut with a light scraping of my X-Acto knife and with a bit of filing just at certain corners. But the miniature in general is very clean, and it's quite easy to tell apart the different features and sections of the barrels, the wagon, the rope. Now let's take a look at my painted version of the Abandoned Beer Wagon. It feels very different because I didn't use snow at all. I focused on making this piece as, I guess you could say, as neutral as possible, so you could use it in different environments. But many of you could, for example, you want to own a particular piece to represent different regions, different climates. You could perhaps decorate it with a lot of sand in a desert type of environment, particularly when you consider the different theaters of war in Flintloque. Maybe you're fighting in the desert, so you could use sand, perhaps make the sheet covering the barrels a bit more dusty or sandy. And of course the ground, you can decorate it appropriately. But maybe the battles will take place in a forest type of environment or in some sort of mossy hills or mountains. You can use a lot of green, some moss here and there. Perhaps add some leaves, some fallen leaves and plants around the wagon. Maybe it has been abandoned for a long time. But in my version, I decided to go a bit more neutral, as you can see, with a few stones and small pebbles, some brown and ochre near the ground. The piece itself is very sturdy, and it's an excellent piece to represent perhaps a blocked line of sight or some sort of cover and concealment in any sort of skirmish game or war game or a role-playing game where you're using miniatures between 25 to 30 millimeters of height. So what do I think about the Abandoned Beer Wagon? It's definitely a high quality piece of terrain that I will be using in all of my battles from now on. In the upcoming weeks, I'm going to bring out more Flintloque reviews. I'm going to review different lines that you can use in your sections when fighting, that is, different soldiers, dogmen, zombies and such. And then I will bring out a battle report continuing the campaign, I guess you could say a mini campaign of the Escape from the Dark Star starter set. And I'm going to put a lot of links in the description below so you can check out my reviews of other Flintloque related material and other Alternative Armies miniatures. In the free downloadable scenario, which is scenario 4, this Abandoned Beer Wagon is going to play a significant role in the objectives, in the conditions to win or lose that scenario. So I hope you will watch that battle report, and I hope you will expect these future Flintloque reviews and videos with great anticipation. Thanks a lot for watching my review of this abandoned beer wagon. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. See you later.